Picture this. Your teacher asks you to partner up with one of your classmates for an art project. So, you partner up with the quiet kid at the back of the class. He seems really shy and sweet, so you start to like him as a friend. But little do you know that he is completely obsessed with you. Yeah, this man is insane. But we don't know that yet, so we're playing Chapter 2. So last time I sent Soul a screenshot of a Hallows ball and he said...
A Halloween party? Hosted by the school?
Yeah.
I'm not quite into parties.
Oh, well that's alright. Just asking, that's all.
Wait.
Huh?
If you're going, then I'm coming as well.
Really?
Really.
Oh, do you plan on dressing up?
I don't know. Do you?
Oh, I mean, it's a costume party, so why not?
I'll try to think of something then.
Yes, so, this is where we left off, obviously. Obviously he likes me. And then I just order some food, and I go to bed, and we are in the scene.
Wait, is this...
That one.
Okay. More. Please.
Okay.
Princess.
Basically he's squeezing his ketchup bottle.
Oh my god, my one and only soulmate.
He's a little crazy. Day 2, the kingdom. The sun setting by the horizon colors the grassy field into a deep golden orange as the wind made the strands of hair brush across your face. Your ever-beloved home, the tall grass and the fresh air, the various farm animals that you and your family raised since you were but a mere child. So I think I'm having a dream.
Yeah, seems like it.
You can't even imagine what was happening before you right now as a group of people came while they talked with your father, your only family member left. You see the distress in your father's eyes as he tries his best to negotiate with the people before him. The desperation in his voice, the sweat running down his neck as he moves around his hand, gesturing this and that.
Please, just give me more time. I promise I can pay up. This is all we have left. I don't know where else to go if we lose this farmland.
Well, that's a horrible nightmare to wake up from.
Yeah, random.
And it seems like we're back in school. The loud ringing of the school bell rang across the hallway, making you jerk out of your thoughts. Students came out through their classroom doors. You feel someone shaking you awake. Who's that? You sat up and met face to face with Crow.
Well, good morning, Sleeping Beauty.
You let out a yawn. You rubbed your eyes as you looked around. Your fellow classmates are now gone from their seats, and it is now lunchtime. Blech. What did I miss?
Nothing important. Though if you're having doubts, I can lend you my notes afterwards.
Oh, thanks, Crow. You're a lifesaver.
Anything for you, Princess?
You recalled the little dream you had. Oh, the one about the farm with my father. You quickly shake it off as you let out a stretch, popping a few joints, before you got up and went out of your classroom with Crow in tow. Oh, you met up with your group of friends, seeing Daryl with Geo and Crow waiting by the lockers, Brittany coming along behind them, and yes, you waved at them. Hi. Oh.
Good afternoon to you all.
Oh.
Regards, Daryl. How was class? Boring and boring. So glad to be out of there. One more useless minor and I'll be out of here.
Chio shrugged, a hand in his hoodie pocket while the other on his phone. As they talked with each other at the corner of your eye, you noticed a familiar figure. Oh, it was Soul. He came out of a classroom and another person came afterwards behind him, seemingly bored out of his mind. Oh, okay, so I can join Soul or call him over to the group or stay.
I mean, maybe invite him over.
Okay, I'll call him over. Without much thought, you walked to where Soul is, as he has almost immediately noticed you, a smile appearing on his face. His companion noticed his change in attitude and turned to you. Oh, he likes me.
Definitely.
Hi there, you're friends with Sunny?
Sunny? Huh?
Sunny!
And he gave Soul a pat on the back with a smile on his face. Soul was unamused as he tried his best to hide his red face behind his hands.
You know, because he's such a sunshine, he's Sunny.
You giggled, looking over to Soul, his bright red face covered by his hands while looking away. Like a nickname?
Yes, Sunny loves the nickname I gave him, right, Sunny?
Soul didn't say anything. He just looked away and refused to meet your gaze. That's adorable. Hugo was a bit silent. He seemed to be analyzing your face, his head tilting slightly to the side before a smile appeared on his face.
You sure have taste, Sunny. She is very pretty, like you said.
Oh, is he exposing Soul?
Yeah.
Embarrassing him.
Soul just gave him a dark look, telling him to not even try to go there. A blush escaped your cheeks at the gesture.
Anyway, nice to meet you. My name's Hugo. I'm Soul's friend.
Princess, a pleasure to meet you too. He shakes your hand with a smile on his face. Then you hear a group of footsteps behind you. Hugo first noticed the group behind you as he raised his head to meet one of their gazes. Oh.
There you are, Princess. You just ran off like that, I kinda got worried.
Oh.
You with these people, Princess?
Oh, that's right. Sorry for running off like that. Yeah. Soul? Hugo? These are my friends. You turned your body to face Crow and the others while your gaze is still fixed on the duo. Crow gives the two a smile and a small wave.
I'm Jericho, but please call me Crow. Nice to meet your acquaintance.
Oh, dude, name reveal.
Oh, Jericho.
Oh. Crow also handed out his hand for Soul to shake. However, Soul did not take it. Oh, he's jealous!
I mean, I'm glad he did, and just think about what's been in that hand.
There was a slight awkwardness in the air between the two males, making Crow slowly retrace his hand back.
We were actually going up to the rooftop for lunch today. We were hoping that you would like to come with us.
Oh, he says, now standing beside Soul. Soul looks at you with anticipation. You... Oh.
We gotta join them, right? Well, I mean, yeah.
Of course, I've got to join them,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you do.
I mean, sure.
You're here for Soul.
But I need to tell the others first, if that's okay?
Sure thing. Take your time.
Thanking and excusing yourself from the duo, you turn to the group, specifically to Crow. Nervousness suddenly engulfed you as you tapped the blue-eyed male on the shoulder. Crow tilted his head and turned his full attention to you. Is it alright for me to come with them for today?
I'm fine with it, Princess. Oh.
He paused, as if suddenly remembering something.
But you have to ask Brittany for that as well.
Oh. Upon hearing her name, Brittany turned her head towards you. You noticed a basket around one of her arms. Brittany, however, didn't give you a chance to ask.
You can go ahead, Princess. You can join us whenever you want to.
She gives you a smile, surprising you a bit. Without further ado, you excused yourself from the group before going with Sol and Hugo. Hugo gives you a smile. He turned to Sol. He gives you a smile of his own, his shoulders relaxed, as if he is relieved.
Let's go then.
Oh, Hugo walked to his usual spot and got himself seated on a bench that you somehow never saw before. Sol followed, a large wrapped box in his hands that caught your interest. Oh, I've got to sit beside Sol.
Obviously. Make him nervous.
Sol noticed you from the corner of his eye, the edges of his lips, going upward. He pointed to the box nestled in Sol's hands. Is that your lunch, Sol?
You can say that.
As Sol unwrapped the cloth, it showed you 3 bento boxes. He takes out the first bento box on top before giving the other one to Hugo. Hugo happily accepted the box, uttering a small thank you to Sol before taking out his chopsticks. Hugo opens the container and lets out an odd sound. His eyes sparkling, drool slowly drops down at the corner of his lips. Must be good,
You
huh?
actually listened, and...
Oh?
Did you cut these tiny sausages into octopuses?
Keep your voice down. It's ringing in my ear.
Wait, I need to take a picture of it.
Hugo gently placed the bento on his lap before rummaging through his phone. He flipped it horizontally and opened his phone's camera. A small click of the camera sound was heard before he placed it down. Hugo took the container back to his hands, but not before turning to you and showing you what he keeps gushing about. Oh my!
Wow, that's so cute.
Wait, Sol made that?
Damn, you're in love with the right guy. He knows how to cook so cutely.
Yeah, we love a man that can cook.
Isn't it adorable, Princess?
There you see are various ranges of food with rice shaped to match a moth, seaweed to design the face along with using a cabbage leaf to form its wings. Did you make this yourself, Sol?
You can say that.
Oh, Sol answered, opening his own container. Within it was just a regular ham and cheese sandwich. He took out one piece, but before he could take a bite, he turned to you.
Have you eaten, Princess?
Oh, I feel like he wants to share with me, so I'm gonna say I haven't.
Yeah, I guess I'll be nice.
Sol's eyes went wide and Hugo gave you a look. Before you knew it, Sol took out another box, the last bento box, before giving it to you. Oh.
You can have this then. It's an extra.
Oh. Why do you have an extra?
I didn't like how this looked, but I figured I could let Hugo finish it. It's a waste of ingredients.
You don't have to, Sol. Really.
No, I insist.
Oh.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Just eat the same box.
Oh, Hugo clearly had enough of the back and forth banter suggested before continuing on his box. Sol hesitated at first. he eventually took out a spoon and fork and handed out one for you. Oh. Do I take a bite from the bento box or do I tease him?
Oh, oh, come on, you gotta tease him. You gotta tease him. He's trying too hard to not act interested.
You declined his offer of the utensils, making him raise a brow in confusion.
You don't want the spoon? Or do you prefer chopsticks?
Nothing of the sort.
Then what is it?
I want you to feed me. That nearly took Soul out. Hugo gave you a side-eye, judgmental look on his face as he stopped eating.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Oh, he scooted away a bit from the two of you before returning to his meal. Soul, however, was nervous for a bit, still transfixed on yours, still couldn't believe what he just heard.
Are you just gonna keep staring at her or what?
Shut up. I'll feed her.
I'm blushing. Soul gripped the spoon on his hand, taking a few pieces from the bento box before turning to you. His eyes averted away from you, a wild blush on his face as he raised the spoon to your face. His hands shaking a bit, seemingly nervous. I'm even more nervous. You took a bite and chewed. You felt the flavors mixing well. It was delicious and fresh. It's amazing. Soul, this is really good. Hugo nodded along with you, food stuffed on one cheek like a hamster.
I know, right? You'd honestly be surprised.
Soul? Making lunch for Hugo, he'd make a great house.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell him that he'd make
Soul,
a
the
great
house
husband. Soul's eye widened at your declaration.
You really think so?
I really do think so. What did you say?
I don't know. Soul is definitely house husband material, princess. He can cook, he can clean, he can do anything.
I'd rather not be your own personal butler.
That was a compliment.
The two bantered, but you couldn't help looking at Soul. His eyes have a hint of sparkle in them. It seemed brighter. Then Soul was quiet, his eyes in a daze, as if lost in thought. This caught your attention, tilting your head to the side as you called out his name. Soul? You okay there?
What? What? Oh. I'm fine, princess.
Oh.
Perfectly fine.
But there was a hesitation in his voice.
Like him.
You said something, Soul? He cleared his throat, his back straightened, and his eyes closed.
That person. The one with braids.
Person? Does he mean Crow? You mean Crow? For a split second, his gaze darkened.
Yeah. Him. Can I ask you something?
This confused you a bit. What made him interested all of a sudden? And towards Crow, nonetheless. Maybe he would like to know more about him? Crow is known to be very friendly. Sure. What is it that you'd like to ask me?
Do you... like him?
Oh, your heart dropped. And you nearly choke on your own spit. What do I say?
Oh, I mean, I would just say no, but you could you could kind of make him a little jealous.
I could make him jealous if I say maybe. But I'll
I mean, he does like you. I don't know. That's tough. What are you gonna be, little shark? How are you gonna be?
I think I'm gonna
little
try
shit.
to make him jealous.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. Can't be too easy.
But I doubt he likes me back. He just sees me as a friend. You let out an awkward chuckle. Somehow, realizing that made your heart ache a bit. You pushed away the thought. When you turned to look back at Soul, however, his expression was dark.
Oh,
He is jealous.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The red in his eyes is brighter than before as he says nothing but stare. The grip on his bento box tightening, the tips of his fingers going pale from the pressure.
Is that so?
Oh, look at his face. We got a yandere, huh?
It seems like it.
How about you? Do you like someone? You changed the topic, throwing him a question. Upon hearing your inquiry, he looked down on his lap. A low chuckle escaped his lips.
What would you do if I said yes?
Huh? Oh, now that's a spicy confession. Have you confessed?
I want to. But
What? He sighed as he let out a small laugh.
I still have things before I do.
Oh, and he went silent, leaving you at that. Oh, but I want him to confess to me.
Yeah, he's teasing you too.
Hugo eventually finished his own box, tucking away the box and wrapping it back up. Hugo stood up from the bench, stretched his limbs, walked a few steps ahead, and looked back at the both of you. Is this what you guys do every day? You questioned, making Hugo turn to you. Or at least when you both get together?
What do you mean? You mean Soul giving me lunch? He just keeps forgetting to bring his own.
Oh, Hugo pouts.
And you never finish yours, so I do the honors of finishing good food. Thank you very much.
Oh, those bento box art. What inspired them, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, you don't know?
Shut it, Gogo.
Go-go.
Oh, now we're using the nicknames now, Sonny. Sweet of you. You see here, Princess, my old pal here just makes food art like the typical artist that he is. But he never bothers to finish it, much less eat it. And he really loves cute things like...
Hugo turned back to Soul. Soul just stared back at him, his arms crossed.
Oh, is that name of your plushed horse, Sonny?
Like hell I am answering that.
Always trying to embarrass him.
Yeah, big time.
Boo.
He owns a plush horse. Soul owns plushies? By now, Soul's face is beet red as he ties his bento boxes back up. He stood up from his seat before going over to where Hugo was. You stood up as well and followed along the duo. That's so cute! You keep surprising me more and more, Soul. He said nothing as he fixed his choker, the red going up to his ears at your compliment.
Looks can be deceiving.
This begs you to wonder, why do people never bother to notice him? Why don't people want to get to know him? Maybe they just never gave him the chance because of how he looks? And not to mention his intimidating height. But in the end, he's just a gentle giant. By then, Hugo stopped talking, and the wind picking up a bit as he went by the railings. He leaned in and placed his elbows on the cold iron surface as he looked down. Curious, you approached him and looked down to where his attention was, and there you see a group of unfamiliar people. They look so fancy. They look rich, dangerous. It doesn't help that the adult with them, you're guessing a teacher, has an eye patch on his right eye. Oh.
High-class mugs.
Soul lets out a disgusted look at the group of well-dressed students. He didn't spare them a second glance and went back to the bench. High class?
You don't know about the hierarchy, Princess?
No, not that I'm aware of. This is the first time I have ever heard of it. How come I never heard of or seen one of them throughout my school years here? Hugo just made a low chuckle, his gaze still transfixed on the group below him. His eyes narrowed, just like Soul. He clearly didn't like them either.
I don't blame you. No one likes talking about them anyway.
Oh. High class or about the hierarchy? What do we ask about? Maybe about this?
Yeah, try that one.
How come I never heard of the hierarchy before?
It's like a hidden thing. But that's what we call it.
Oh.
This school... No. The entire city.
Huh?
It's like a fighting pit.
What?
Whoever is the most powerful has a better chance in living a good life here. People come to this school to gain a second chance in life. But to achieve that, you have to make yourself well known. Make them think you're worth their time. If not, you're on your own. Actually, Princess, in this city, no one really gives a shit. Money is the only thing revolving around this city. You got no cash, you're done for. Which is why people like us
He looks at you.
are desperate to get into the higher class. If you so dare complain...
He paused, as if contemplating the words he's about to say. Judging from his entire demeanor, it's not good. Instead, he sent you a look. His once soft sky blue eyes are now sharp, like icicles piercing down on you.
You are better off dead.
Hugo glanced one last time below the group of high-class students, are now gone, before averting his gaze on somewhere else. He lets out a sigh.
But... that's the sad reality here. The attention is good, great even. Your chances to get a stable life and even have a knock at some stardom is high once you're a part of the high class. Much less gratitude there.
Oh. Well, I have nothing else to ask.
This city is corrupted.
He muttered under his breath.
Which makes me question, Princess. How were you able to get into this city? The better question is, why did you enroll in this school? If you don't mind me asking, that is. You are clearly not from here.
And that, he was right. Your eyes widen at the words that the well-dressed man said. Oh, we're going back here. It's the dream.
Yeah.
No, I refuse.
Princess,
You are not taking this farm, my home. You cut your father's words off, marching towards the tall man with loud and heavy footsteps. The tall man, however, raised a brow at you, raising his hand to halt his men. His deep magenta eyes then turned to look straight in your eyes. It sent a chill down your spine.
Well then, little missy, how about this? If you manage to pay off your debt for the next 5 years, I'll let you off the hook and let you keep your land.
5 years? You can handle that. Maybe working 3 jobs would do it for you.
Uh-huh.
He tutted, waving a finger in front of your face. He looks down at you, reminding you of your place. A mischievous smile appears on his handsome features.
But I have some conditions you have to meet.
You went silent. Your heart starts pounding on your chest as you kept eye contact with his sharp magenta orbs.
I want you to stay in the city.
Huh? The city?
But we can't afford to take her to college. What more? The city?
Your father interrupted. The man's eyes moved sideways to meet his father, his figure still fixed on you.
No need to worry. She'll be under my jurisdiction, and of course, I'll provide for her education and a place to stay.
The tall man lets out a laugh, his head thrown a bit back as if he just heard a funny joke.
See, I'm not that cruel.
His eyes returned to you.
However, in return, I want you to pay off your debt. I don't care what methods.
A dark smile appeared on his face. It sent a shiver down your spine.
Legal or illegal, as long as you reach the amount. If not, well, you can say goodbye to your little farmland.
He says that, but then was a gleam in his eye that is telling you that that's not all. But he did not elaborate any further. You bit your lip. You turned to look back at your father. His eyes were clearly telling you to decline. There was something about this man that screams dangerous. But you were too desperate to not lose your home. Your only home.
So, what do you say, princess?
The tall man's gaze still fixed on you, waiting for an answer.
Do you accept?
You recall the aftermath of your dream this morning. A sour look on your face as you bit your lip. Hugo takes notice of this. He paused for a bit, trying to read your gloomy expression.
Let me guess. It's something you can't avoid.
I honestly don't know. My father never really disclosed as to why we were in debt. But I was so desperate not to lose my only home. I need to make it to the higher class, no matter what. 3 jobs isn't cutting off the way I want it to be. I'm running out of time. This is my last year in this cursed university, and I'm barely making any progress. Hugo's eyes are still on you. You realize you haven't answered his question yet. His family owns a business. You finally speak, making Hugo perk up his eyebrows in curiosity.
What sort of business does your family have?
Oh, well, we own a few farms.
Sounds nice. I'd love to be out in the city once in a while.
You gave him a small smile. Yeah, some might say it's boring, but it's not. You get to pet horses and cows.
Well, you should really invite Sol over then if you ever.
Oh.
That guy loves horses. That means you are a long way from home. Don't you miss it?
A little bit.
That's alright. It's normal to feel a little homesick.
I I heard great things about the city, about the school. Hugo remained quiet, listening to you as you went on. If I can manage to come on top and maybe part of the higher class like you said, then I can maybe save my family's farm. Hugo's arms are now crossed. He didn't say anything as he looked at you. He lets out a chuckle.
You remind me of her.
Like her?
I'm rambling. Don't mind me.
Oh, having caught red-handed, he waved around his hands, his face now red as a cherry as it reached his ears. Just then, you felt a presence behind you. Turning around, you're met with Soul. His glare is stingy and directed at Hugo. The shorter male, however, didn't mind it. Probably used to it.
It's almost time. We should head back. All right.
With nothing else to do, the three of you left the rooftop. As you were walking down the stairs, however, you felt your foot slip off. You missed a step.
Princess!
Oh! Thankfully, Soul grabbed your waist before you could fall off the stairs as he stated to you. Oh, he caught me.
Wow, did you do that on purpose?
Maybe.
Whoa, you alright there, Princess?
Yeah, thank you, Soul.
Be careful next time. Sheesh, this school and its bad architecture. Also one of the few flaws here. The stairs are all wonky. It's also why it's forbidden to go up there.
Oh.
We're troublemakers, though.
Hugo chuckled as he went down the stairs, watching his step as he did so. Soul's arm is still secured around your waist, and it seems like he isn't letting go until you're all stable on the ground. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute.
Yeah.
The sound of the bell ringing throughout the hallway echoes through, signaling the start of the next classes for some. Hugo groans.
I don't want to go to class. I hate my history teacher as much as my archery coach.
Why don't you skip then?
Oh, Hugo's eyes popped open. It became bright like a light bulb just popped out of top of his head. Soul knows exactly what that look means. Oh.
I'm going to skip class.
Oh.
How about it? Fuck this school. If they're gonna treat us so badly, then let's be the bad guys.
Oh, Hugo said with a mischievous look on his face. Soul just sighed. He then turns to look at you, seemingly waiting for your response. Oh. The thought of skipping is quite a gamble. Your next class is with Crow in art history. But then again, your teacher will probably only do some boring-ass introduction. Missing one wouldn't hurt, would it?
Come on.
Okay, fuck it, we're gonna skip.
To pick. Yeah.
Hugo lets out a small cheer and gives you a thumbs up. Soul gives you a cheeky smile of his own. But how do we do that, though? Obviously, we can't go throughout the entrance since it's closed and guarded.
I know a way.
Without wasting any more time, Soul leads the way, going through the backside of the school near the gardens. Oh, wow, we're skipping school!
Seems like they do that a lot.
The edges, of course, were barricaded by a tall iron fence. Soul finds a bush and pushes it aside, revealing a gasping hole. Well, that's quite convenient. Did you make this hole, Soul?
He did.
Oh.
I did.
Hugo went ahead first, through the hole. Soul waits for you first before following right after. The three of you went past a few bushes and shrubs, the leaves falling as you passed by them, the red and orange leaves scattering around, and some making its way to your uniform before you all eventually made it out and met with pavement. So, where do we go? Hugo thought for a moment, looking around before pulling out his phone. Suddenly, he lets out a gasp, scrolling through his phone faster before gripping on Soul's shoulder, earning him a hiss from the taller male.
Sherlock Holmes is out?
My ears.
Oh yeah, it's the detective movie. I keep seeing it on the television.
I thought that won't come out till next week. Did I set the date wrong?
Oh, with that, Hugo started sprinting, leaving you and Soul behind. Wait, he left me alone with Soul.
He's got a movie to go see, I guess.
Oh.
For the love of it.
Soul placed his hand on his hips before walking to where Hugo ran off. To as he followed. Hugo kept tapping away on his phone. His shoulders went slump. Guess he did get the date wrong. Shoving his phone back into his pocket, he turned to you and Soul. He clasped his hands together and pulled the biggest puppy eyes you have ever seen.
We have got to watch it.
Oh,
Can we, Princess? Can we, Sonny?
Hugo begged.
You can go ahead and watch the movie. I'm going to roam the arcade while you are at it.
Hugo pouted. His eyes went half-lidded and the sparkle in his eyes was gone.
But it's more fun if you are around. I know you like those crime videos you watch from time to time, so please.
Soul, however, basing off his expression, isn't in the mood. Hugo gives up and turns to you. Oh,
How about you, Princess? Would you like to watch the movie with me? The ticket and the food's on me, of course.
okay. So
Well, I mean, if you do it, you might get Soul to come, right?
okay, so I could either go to the arcade with Soul or watch the movie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I'll save here. I'll save.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah,
Seems like
just
two big decisions.
yeah. Should we go with Soul?
Well, I mean, yeah, Soul's your main focus. Go with him for now, I guess.
Hugo shrugs.
All right, go on your little impromptu date then. Besides, I don't want a third wheel anyway.
Date?
You're the one who decided we should skip class and do whatever we want.
Yeah, and I want to watch a movie.
Oh.
Well, don't let me stop you two.
Hugo sticks his tongue out at Soul. The said male only rolled his eyes.
Well, I'll be heading in now. I'll just give you guys a call where to meet.
Sure.
You and Hugo parted ways. He gave you both away before heading into a different direction. I'm left alone with Soul now. Soul turns to you.
Should we get going, Princess?
Of course. Yeah. The flashing neon lights of the arcade's exterior lights your way. The sound of each arcade machine reaching your ears. I've never been here before. Is this place new?
Not really. It's just hidden within the city.
Oh, I see. Do you get out a lot, Soul? You seem to know places.
I know places because I get my ass dragged by Hugo.
Oh, is that so? You laughed. Soul just shrugged as he shook his head. He takes out a few coins from his pocket before handing it to you. They were tokens.
So, which one are you going for first?
Wow, you came in prepared.
As always. Come on.
Soul holds out his hand and you accepted it. He held it tight with a light squeeze. as you and him roam around the arcade. Oh, you and
Getting a
Soul
little
went
spicy.
and played multiple arcade games. Some you win, and some he does. But you often get the feeling he lets you win for the sake of you winning.
This is like it was his first date.
Come on, Soul. This is like the 5th time I won. Ain't no way you're this bad.
Maybe you are just that good, princess.
You flatter me. Just as when you're about to insert another coin, however, you realized you ran out of tokens. Soul takes notice of this, of course, and gave out some of his to you. What a gentleman!
I'll go to the counter and grab a few more tokens. You don't mind staying here for a bit, right?
Oh, how much should I pay you for the tokens?
It's on me. Don't worry about it. Wait here.
Giving you one last look, he hurriedly went to the counter. You looked around the area, and dinging sounds from the various machines fill the arcade. From the corner of your eye, you spot a claw machine. Maybe playing a few games wouldn't hurt. Going to the claw machine, you check the contents inside. A cat plushie, a Shiba Inu plushie, and a horse plushie. He loves horses.
Oh, you gotta get the horse plushie for him.
They all look so cute. Which one should I try to win? Let me think. Obviously the horse plush.
Obviously, yeah.
You remember how Soul likes horses. Maybe you can try to win one for him. These are his tokens after all. You took out some of the tokens Soul gave you and inserted one in the coin slot. The machine whirs to life as you take the joystick on your left hand while hovering the red button on your right. You are focused, eyeing the claw and its position, trying to align it with the horse plush. Oh! The claw takes a hold of the plush. Your eyes widen as you cross fingers, hoping it catches it. But you were interrupted with a sudden smack to your ass.
Oh.
You jerked and turned around. Huh? What the fuck?
Well, what do we have here?
You turned around and met with a tall figure, a cocky smirk on his face. He looks well off, like those typical spoiled rich kids you see in movies. His hair a bit tousled with 2 men you assume are his bodyguards beside him. He reeks of tobacco, making you gag. Yeah. You said nothing, but tried to move away from his sight as you were stopped by another tall figure. You were guessing he's with this asshole.
Now, where do you think you're going there, sweetheart? You alone?
Yes, and I would pretty much prefer to be alone. The man, however, did not listen.
Why don't you come with me and I'll show you how these games are really played?
He raised his hand to touch your shoulders. Before he could touch you, however, you kicked him between his legs. He doubled over and clutched his lower region, a groan escaping his lips. His goons were taken aback and rushed to help him. Now's my chance!
Don't let her get away!
Multiple heavy footsteps were coming after you as you ran. You turned every corner you can, trying to make them lose you. But 3 against 1 is not a matchup. Anyone, please, help me! You pleaded, but the multiple sound effects and music from each machine within the arcade drowns your pleas. You cursed under your breath as you focused on running. All you can think about at the moment is to get out. You managed to get out of the arcade, but you can still clearly hear the man and his goons on your tail. You looked around and you found a few toilet stalls. You rushed towards it and got into a stall, hurriedly opening and locking it as soon as you get in. Oh, this place stinks. But you didn't give it any other thought as the beating of your heart rings through your ears, tears filling up the corners of your eyes. You hear footsteps.
Find her!
The man's voice echoed. You tried to think of something, and as you thought of calling Soul, you quickly took out your phone. No signal. Are you for real right now? You can hear how aggressive they tore open each stall. They creep closer and closer to where you are. Anyone! Please!
Here you are.
No, please!
You've been a very bad girl, but don't worry, you can make it up to me by doing me a favor.
Fuck you and your favors.
I've been kind to you, but it seems you want to do it the hard way.
He forcefully grabbed the edge of your uniform. Your eyes went wide as your fingers went cold. You quickly grab a hold of his wrist as you try to push him away. He's too strong. He forcefully lifts up your uniform, revealing your stomach to him.
You're gonna have to give me a good time, little missy.
Oh, what the hell? Oh.
Hey.
Judging from the impact, the man's body was jerked off of you as he was thrown to the side. You hear flesh hitting flesh. Oh, and another one? Holy shit!
Damn. Those are some brutal noises.
That's enough, Soul.
Not yet.
Oh, shit! Oh!
That's enough. You broke his nose already.
No.
Soul!
Oh!
Damn.
That's enough! Princess needs your help.
At the mention of your name, the familiar reddish-orange eyes went wide open before turning to you. Soul quickly went to your side, his eyes wide with shock, before crouching down and giving you a hug, his shoulders shaking as he embraces you. You said nothing, however, too stunned to speak to what transpired before you. The man now lay still on the ground, a pool of blood seeping out of him. The rest of his goons passed out in a random corner. You looked up and met with all too familiar eyes of Hugo. But they weren't the kind ones you usually see on his face. Hugo's eyes twitched as he sighed, trying to hide his visual irritation, but failing. He looks around at the mess Soul made before turning to check up on you. He said nothing, hands in his pockets, while he looks down at you in Soul's embrace. Oh,
It's getting quite late.
oh,
We should head home.
what happened? Hugo tapped Soul's shoulder, making the tall man bury his face further in between your neck before eventually letting go. His eyes were bloodshot, his face red from either anger or worry. You aren't sure, but one thing's for sure is that this man, before you cried, he cried for you.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have left you.
Soul? Well, thank you for saving me. You reached out to cup his cheek. He flinches at the touch. Tears that he was trying to hold back is now flowing freely down his cheeks. He eventually relaxed as he closed his eyes and leaned on your hand as he held it.
I don't know what I'll do if...
It's okay. It's all right.
Here.
Beside you, Hugo extended his hand for you to take. You notice on his other hand is the same horse plush you tried to win back in the crane game. You took Hugo's hand as he helped you get up. Soul stands as well, but backs away from you a few steps.
We should head back home. It's quite late after all.
Both you and Soul didn't say anything but nod along. Hugo gives both of you a smile before walking away. Soul kept a firm hold of your hand, seemingly afraid to let you go. Hugo lets out a sigh. I feel so bad for Soul.
You felt horrible, yeah.
Yeah, he must feel horrible for leaving me behind like that, but it wasn't his fault.
No. I guess we can't get in that arcade anymore. Those guys might come back to teach us a lesson. If they ever come back, I'll give them more than just a broken nose. You're pretty scary right now, Soul. Good. I'd like to keep it that way.
Hugo shakes his head. He rummaged through his pockets before handing Soul something. You didn't quite see what it was, but judging on the scowl on Soul's face, he doesn't like it.
I told you these don't work anymore.
It's because you aren't taking it, you fool. Now take it tonight.
Soul grumbled like a child who got scolded before taking whatever Hugo gave him and tucked it into his pockets.
Anyway, your place is just around the corner. You should head back as soon as possible. I'll be taking Princess home.
Soul's eye narrowed from holding your hand to wrapping his arms around yours in a possessive hold as he leaned closer while he's still glaring at Hugo.
No, I can walk her home.
Clearly, you are not in good condition to fight again.
I can fight again.
There was something in Hugo's eyes that made your blood cold. The usual happy-go-lucky expression he had on his face was gone. Looking back at Soul, he seems unfazed at it, as if challenging him. Hugo's right, Soul. You look beaten up.
But Princess...
At least she knows her limits.
Soul says nothing but clenches his fist. You noticed a few red marks on his knuckles. Your eyes furrowed?
I'm fine, Princess.
Soul tries to reassure you. You shook your head no. Well, for me, you aren't. You look up and gave him a reassuring smile. I'll be fine, Soul. Besides, I have Hugo to keep me safe. You go home first and get some rest.
All right.
Oh, wait. Before you go, he paused his tracks. He raised his brows in curiosity. Holding the stuffed toy horse in your arms, you gently hand it over to him, catching him by surprise. Soul, however, shook his head no and gave the horse back to you. His hands wrapped around your hands as you hold the toy horse.
You won that. Plus, I don't deserve it. Not after that.
But I won it for you. Consider this as your reward for saving me. Soul stares at you in disbelief, from your face to the stuffed horse in your hands. His hands were shaking as he takes the toy horse from your hands, brushing your fingers, making him shiver.
I'll take care of it, Princess. I swear to you.
He squeezed your hands, too hesitant to let you go, before his hold eventually slipped as he lets go. With that, Soul takes his leave. He walks backwards, his eyes still on you, making sure you're in his sight before properly walking front. Hugo sighs. You turn to face him.
Well, ain't he a charmer? Is it working?
You raised a brow at his question. Working what?
Charming you, obviously. Don't worry, this is a secret between you and me.
He says with a finger on his lips and a wink. You blushed. He's nice. I owe him my life after that. And? You chuckled, thinking about the long-haired male. He is handsome. I'll admit that. What's with that smirk on your face, huh?
Oh, nothing.
Before you could retaliate with a question, his gaze softened, taking you a bit aback as he looked down on the pavement below, kicking a pebble.
Have you ever liked someone, Princess?
What's with the sudden question?
Just answer.
You paused as you thought for a second, and the first person that appeared in your mind was...
Oh,
Okay, obviously Soul.
yeah, Soul was the first one.
You thought of Soul. How he protected you. How he didn't hesitate to beat those guys down. The pure terror on his eyes. How worried he was. You couldn't get a hold of your head. He's been an amazing friend. Even if he did beat up those guys nonstop. Is it a red flag? Maybe? Do you care? Maybe not. A smile made its way to your face, and it was enough of a confirmation for Hugo. Eventually, you arrived at the door of your apartment. You thanked Hugo for accompanying you. He gives you a smile, rubbing the back of his head.
I'll see you tomorrow, Princess. Sorry the day didn't go well.
It's okay, Hugo, but we're going to have a proper plan next time.
Of course.
Hugo nodded. He turned his heel, his back facing you, ready to leave. But he remained still on the spot.
Princess,
Yes?
be careful walking late at night, okay?
You paused, turning your head slightly at him.
There has been multiple cases of missing people lately. I suggest you go home with someone. Anyone. Just don't go alone, alright?
I understand. Missing people? When did that happen? No, when did it start?
Oh, and one last thing, Princess.
He turned his head around as he looks at your confused face, his eyes soft, but the light against him seems like he's giving you a warning.
Take care of Soul for me, okay?
Oh. And with that, he left. You entered your apartment. The lights dim as you groaned, searching for the light switch. Much better. You nod in approval before heading to your kitchen. You opened your fridge and started rummaging around for something to eat. Yum yum yum. You sigh as nothing good besides the leftovers from yesterday's dinner. You shrugged, deciding to heat this one up after you set your things done. You don't really feel like cooking or ordering either. You sighed as you closed the door to your fridge as you made your way to your room. You place your school bag near your desk as you take your seat, skimming through the notes you've taken for the day as you wrote down needed notes. You clicked your tongue as you tapped your blank notebook with the tip of your pen, going on with your silent staring contest with the back paper before you let out a groan. Deciding to do work later, you closed your notebook and stood up. You turned to your window, noticing being slightly ajar. That's weird. I thought I closed this.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, come on, girl.
You went near it to close it shut, but was met with a now broken lock. You cursed. What? I thought I replaced this 2 days ago. Maybe I shouldn't buy my locks online. You let out a groan as you left it alone and went out of your room and into your living room. Your TV blared as you munch on some leftovers you got from the fridge, a movie currently playing as you kept your eyes on the protagonist. If you recall correctly, it's one of those films Jess keeps talking about, starring her favorite lead actor. You kind of get what she was gushing about. The lead does look attractive. Blonde, wavy hair with sharp eyes, with eyes as pink as fuchsia. And you still can't remember the actor's name. You took out your phone as you start to search up the name of the actor when it suddenly changed. And instead of the blonde actor on the screen, a report comes instead with the banner below. Another missing person case? Is this what Hugo was talking about? A shiver went up to your spine, remembering the broken lock of your window back in your bedroom. Uh-oh! Nuh-uh! Not tonight, princess! No scary thoughts for tonight.
Well, that could be important. You should probably think about it. Getting out.
I know. Wait, did someone sneak into my house?
Kinda seems like it.
Turning off the TV, you went to your kitchen to grab something to drink.
The suspense.
You opened your fridge, feeling the cold air hitting your face as you rummage through. Taking out a pitcher of orange juice, you take a glass from your cupboards as you pour the juice to the last drop, taking a sip from it. You check the clock on the wall. 9:30 p.m. That late already, huh? You checked your front door and windows, seeing everything locked before grabbing your glass and finishing the last drops of the juice before heading back to your bedroom. I feel like I should be worried. Now, dressed in your nightwear, you let out one last stretch. A yawn escaping from your mouth. Getting in your bed sheets, you laid in comfort. Today was a lot, you thought. Another yawn escaped your lips. You must be really tired, you thought, your eyes going half-lidded. And eventually, sleep took over. Bleh. The moon was high in the sky, and the night is quiet, save for a few late-night cars. But that is not enough to wake the sleeping residents. Oh. Huh?
Huh? Still broken, huh? You should be careful, Pumpkin.
What? Clad in all black with the mask of the same color adorning his face, he slowly makes his way next to the sleeping figure. His reddish eyes bright, filled with adoring love. He reached out and stroked a finger against his beloved's cheek. Did Soul just sneak
I mean, come on,
my
I don't
house?
blame him.
And he's watching me sleep?
He's gotta make sure that she's safe. Look at my sleepy sweetheart. Makes me wonder who supplies Hugo those sleeping pills.
He lets out a low chuckle as he leaned closer to Princess. Pulling down his mask, he leans forward, checking her face before continuing. He buries his face at the tip of her shoulders as he leaves a peck. He takes a deep inhale. He shakes as if he took a whiff of a dangerous and addictive drug. His eyes bright as he examines every feature of his soulmate's face as he gives Princess cheek a kiss. I mean, it's kind of romantic, but what the hell?
Fuck. You smell so good. Pardon me.
He lifted her arm and watched as it flops down on.
Deep in sleep, like Sleeping Beauty.
He nibbles her neck, earning him a soft whimper from the sleeping individual. He just chuckled.
Quite ticklish, aren't you?
And he kept going. He kissed and lapped on the same spot to the point a mark started to form.
Oh, those filthy scums think they could touch you.
His eyes slanted in anger. His grip on the edge of the bed tightens as he wrinkles the sheets. His breathing heavy.
You're mine. Oh my god, he needs to chill.
Oh.
No one else.
Oh!
You belong to me.
Oh, shit!
If I ever see those bastards again, I'll kill them.
Oh! Tucking a loose strand away from her face, he gives her a kiss on the forehead before landing another one on the corner of Princess' lips. Damn! Soul's a whole yandere!
Kinda romantic, I mean. Wouldn't you want someone to protect you like that?
She has no idea that he's this crazy.
No.
A shiver ran down the spine at the contact. And as much as he would like to stay a bit longer, his time is due. He backs away as he covered his face once again with his face mask. He walked towards the ajar window, turning back one last time.
Sorry about your window, Pumpkin. I'll make it up to you someday.
Wait, how long has he been sneaking into to our bedroom?
I mean, yeah, she did say that she fixed it twice already, or before.
Oh shit, so it's not the first time.
No, I don't think it is.
He carefully opens the window again, and with that, he's gone.
Wait, is that the sleeping pills that Hugo gave him? Was it for her? It wasn't for her, right? Like, what?
Was it?
That's creepy. I don't know. Maybe he does this.
Yeah, what if he like tucked the sleeping pills into her orange juice that she drank or something?
Yeah. Just so he can like get a closer.
Yeah, just so he can be a creep and watch her sleep.
That's a little bit far. Okay. Wow.
Okay, well, it looks like March 11th, the developer is taking a break, so who knows how long it's gonna be until the next chapter.
It's really good so far.
Yeah. Wow, it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I'm excited to see the rest of the story eventually.
Yeah, we'll eventually see what our yandere boyfriend does next. Anyway, make sure to subby. Okay, bye.
Bye.